Cali Kush, pase blanc, Cali Kush, quiero fumar. Cali Kush, dime na, 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 na. No to that nigga, no to the mids. In my bag, I am the Balenciaga sponsorship. We smoking blunts, don't pass no clip. My house in the clouds, can you bring me back down? What I need. Girl, don't trip, take a hit, take a flight to.
Todo el día, creepy kush, todo el día. Prende Philly, llévame a la orilla. Playa, mujeres fumando. Mira, tírame blani, son nalgas de mentira. Tan brinda, que chimba, colombiana linda. Siempre con los ojos rojos de Cali, con mi amiguita Mari.
My house in the clouds, can you bring me back down? What I need it. My house in the clouds, can you bring me back down? What I need it. Need it. Need it. Need
All right. It's your boy Andre back with Love Crossing Borders Friday night. Drink in hand. If anybody's earned a cold one, it would be your boy. And the reason why we're having this particular episode is to talk about some of the good, the bad, and the ugly, but more some good things that are coming down the turnpike here in Colombia over the next few years due to the earthquake that is taking place, the devastation that is taking place. So we're going to be talking about some of the things that we volunteered to do, some of the things that we have donated to. So shout out to all you guys that have donated. As you can see at the bottom, the Cash App is down. We won't be able to receive Cash Apps until next week. I didn't know that it had a limit on it. And so if you guys can, you could use the Zelle and the PayPal, and all you got to do is use our email address, and you can donate to what we're working on here in Cali as far as our sales and the needs that we have. And if you want to donate to Chocó or Buenaventura, and those are the Black areas that we've been donating to as well. So it's not just about donating to us, which we greatly appreciate you guys doing, but it's also helping the Black community. Your donations will. The other thing is to let me just change the music up. I'm gonna come to the intro music in a second. Let me change the music up. All right, let me turn that down to about right there. Give us a good upbeat. I need upbeat energy right now. You know, the past week has been so tempestuous. I just need to be around my brothers, and I need to be around a good drink, some good cerveza, good beer, and just talk about some positive things instead of just talk about all the negative things that's been taking place, because I could talk about bad things for the longest, but there's some good things that are coming down the turnpike today, such as we were able to, we met a pastor, a brother who he was just telling us some good news about Buenaventura, the Black area, and he was giving us some good news about Chocó, the Black area. So we're going to be talking about both those areas, as well as what's going on with us, what's taking place with our home, how much you guys have blessed us. And then we're going to talk about at least 10 to 15 changes that are about to take place in Colombia. For all you guys that are looking to come and live and relocate in Colombia, it's still an excellent country to live in. I know some of you guys might feel shell shocked, but this is something that only happens every 100 years. We're going to also talk about the announcement of the $7.7 magnitude earthquake that just took place less than an hour ago in Indonesia. Yes, just when you thought it was safe to go on the water, now Indonesia had a major earthquake. So we're going to talk about what's going on in Indonesia for those that haven't heard. That just recently happened, and they're on a tsunami alert. At the same time, we got forest fires going on here because of the earthquake. We got forest fires going on here in Cali. I mean in Colombia, in the coffee region. So there's a lot that we've got going on here. But shout out to all you guys that are here. Let me turn my volume up so I can hear what you guys are hearing. There we go. Okay. So as I was saying, I'm going to go to the comments. We're going to talk about some good things that are taking place. We're going to talk about some bad things like with Indonesia. And we're going to talk about some future things that are taking place here in Colombia due to that earthquake. Colombia is not going to be the same Colombia. We're going to talk about it from the political ramifications to the infrastructure ramifications, as well as those that are looking to relocate here to Colombia. What can you expect in the next 5 years that's taking place throughout the country? Let's get started with the shout outs. Shout out to you, brothers. Let me get started with my brother in the building right out the gate. Peace and blessings to you, Andre. I'll take that. IMF. Appreciate you being here, brother. Let me scroll back up to the top, show some love to the guys that were here in the beginning, such as my brother Geechee Man. And shout out to all you guys that are out there that are supporting your boy and your girl, Andrea. Like I said, we just met with a pastor, a black pastor that is originally from the black area of Colombia, from Choco, Buenaventura. I'm going to give you a breakdown of everything that he told us that they've been working on in the community. We donated to him, and the whole neighborhood that he lives in, they'll be going to Buenaventura tomorrow to donate even more. So what you guys have helped us with, we've used much of that to help others. So continue, if you guys don't mind, donate by what, like I said, donate by way of Zelle and PayPal if you can, because that money will go directly to us to help us as we help others as well. Cash App won't be up until next week. All of the donations from Richie Mack Show, we never got them. Cash App was rejecting everybody because we were at our limit. So I will be reaching out to some of you guys who donated on Richie Mack Show, and some of you guys that have been donating all morning. I'll be reaching out to you guys again. If you don't use Zelle, if you don't use PayPal, I'll be reaching out to you guys again on Cash App when things get better. So thank you guys for your support, but we never got any of the money. We never got any of the money because when all this first went down, so many of you guys were sending money that Cash App put us on a security alert because the money was coming so fast. So it shut us down for like 3 or 4 days. I thought it would be back up. I talked to Cash App last night, and they told us that it will be back up next week. But they always do that, even though we have unlimited transactions on Cash App. But when transactions are coming in that fast, Cash App, for its security purpose, puts a lock on the transactions. So every one of you guys' donations, you guys donated in ways that we never expected, but we never got any of the money. Cash App sent it right back to your account. So like I said, if you guys could Zelle that money to us or PayPal, that would be greatly appreciated. We'll announce it if you want us to. We won't announce it because some of you guys said, Andre, please don't announce that that I donated this. I understand. I'm the same way. One of the great things, so like I said, some great things we're going to be talking about that's coming down the turnpike for us, for the Black community, for Colombia in general. But first of all, let's get started with a sip. Shout out to all my truck drivers out there. Shout out to all the guys that are working second shift and you're getting ready for your overtime. Shout out to all you third shifters that came in to work early so you can get that extra money. Shout out to all you individuals that are working on the railroads, as well as the dock workers when all the ships come in with our Amazon packages, if they don't come in on a flight. We appreciate everything that you do. We appreciate all you guys that are out there just working online and doing what you need to do and completing Theo's classes. Shout out to Theo Wolf. Shout out to the Black Manosphere Conclave, which we will be talking about that all next week. So next week we're going to be dedicating a lot to the Black Manosphere Conclave. I'm going to try to get Theo on the show and Obsidian on the show, and we're going to talk about the conclave that's coming up in September, the second week of September. Yes, I will be there, so we all get a chance to meet up once again in Las Vegas. You'll get to know the hotel accommodations and everything that has to do with the Black Manosphere Conclave. So if you guys who didn't get a chance to come to the Colombian Festival, because the Afro-Colombian Festival this week, because it was canceled, you can use those proceeds for September and make it to the Black Manosphere Conclave in Las Vegas this year. And as some of you guys can tell that my energy is a little bit more upbeat. Shout out to my brother Todd and all you other guys that have been calling me every day. Jay Fleming, shout out to him, who's been reaching out to me on a daily basis. Every one of you guys that have reached out to me every single day. Some of you guys have called or texted me 2 or 3 times a day just to make sure that Andre and I were mentally all right. And we still are going through it because we miss our home. We really miss our home. We are still going through it because so many individuals have lost. We're going to talk about the loss. But like I said, we want this live stream to be more upbeat. So I don't want everything to be sad and somber. But like I said, thank you guys for supporting the channel, if you could, by way of PayPal and Zelle. But remember, it's not just going to us, but we're supporting other organizations out here that support the Black community, because the Black community in Colombia, where it really hit the hardest, is not getting the news footage. So if us content creators don't talk about it and support them, then the money is not being distributed to them. So shout out to all you guys out there, all 45 you gentlemen in the building. Let me do some more shout outs and shut my mouth. And then we're going to talk about the topic at hand. Once again, shout out to my brother Geechee Man, numero uno in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Glad to see that you're here. And we got my brother Bean. He says this. He said, hello. He said, how you feeling? You and your family? He said, I'm praying for you. Thank you, guys. The most important thing that you guys have done for us is encourage us and kept us in your prayers. And not just us, but I'm talking about all throughout Colombia. You guys have kept the guys in Medellin and T-Mac and all those guys over there in Brother Will. You've kept them in prayer. You've kept those in Bogota, such as our brother Todd, in prayer. Nothing happened really, fortunately, in the coastal areas such as Cartagena, Barranquilla, the Atlantic coast, in other words, the top of Colombia, where you've got Cartagena, Barranquilla, Santa Marta, all that Guajita, where Maya's from, Afro Guajita, that whole desert area, nothing happened there. So fortunately, they weren't impacted. But the coffee region with the volcanoes about to erupt and the Black region in Cali were the ones that were hit the most by the earthquake. And they're still digging bodies out, man. They're still digging whole families out, whole families. And fortunately, some of them are alive. Let's continue on with the shout outs. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Carson himself, being in the Jay case and being in the building himself. Shout out to Jay. And Jay says this, good evening, fellows. Shout out to Dre and Mrs. Spence. Yes, sir. And Jay Anderson, the great, is in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Appreciate you. He say, damn, look at Mrs. Spence. Oh, on the thumbnail? I know, right? I feel you guys. And anybody that supports by way of Zelle and PayPal tonight, I will be making the announcements if you want me to. If you don't want me to say anything about your donation, I won't say anything. Mr. J said, he said, salute to you also. He said, grown man chat, and Andres love crossing borders. It's good to be back with you guys. I kid you not. Even though I miss wearing my suits and my turtlenecks, I miss with my sound bar and sound effects, and but I do miss being around my brothers most of all, and so I appreciate being around you guys. Shout out to my brother being in the building. He says this. He said, "I guess Andre's studio equipment is good." Now this is the portable studio. I'm just a laptop, and I got a light right here. That's where you see the blue kind of on my face. I got a blue light right here. I got the portable microphone that we usually take when we're on the road to different locations. But and you know, some of you guys recognize this portable Wi-Fi. We've taken this portable Wi-Fi around the world with us. And so if you ever wonder if portable Wi-Fi's work, I'm telling you, because on this side of the city, they don't have the Wi-Fi working yet. In other words, their version of Comcast is Movie Star. Movie Star is not working yet on this side of the city. On our side out north, it has always been working. So the Wi-Fi is still good over there. But so we put some data on our portable Wi-Fi. So and we've taken this one around the world. We've had this one 5 years. They've updated these. We still have a 5-year-old portable router. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you invest in anything, invest in a portable router, especially if you're one of the guys that work with Theo's classes, because you do not want to have anything to happen when you are using Wi-Fi in another country. So just a shout out for that one. My brother says, this Jay Anderson, the great, say, love you, Dre, and no Diddy, OG. Yes, sir, I take that love, and I love you brothers too. I kid you not, man. I kid you not. We missed you guys. We miss our home. I just, you take stuff for granted. And then when you miss it, man, you miss it. My brother says this. He said, IMF says, hope all is well. He said, I'm with you, Andre. Andrea and family, stay safe. Yes, sir. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We haven't had any after tremors. Like I said, Choco, the black area, they've been getting after tremors for a few days. Then they got a second earthquake, major earthquake, which was just a 3.7. But when you've got everything already destroyed after they had an 8.8 earthquake, a 3.4 is nothing but something, a quake that's nothing compared to the loss that they had. Salute to my brother in the building. Glad to see that you're here as well. He says this. He says, salute, sir. He say, these latest events have only made me more resolute in visiting such a great nation. Resilient, sorry. You said it right. Resolute. He say, it's powerful to see how people are working together in Cali and Choco. Absolutely correct. Since Cali is 30 to 40% Buenaventura, Choco, in other words, black, it will behoove Cali to only think about itself. It would be crazy for Cali Colombia. See, in Medellin, you've got like maybe 5 to 10% black. Bogota's the same way. Cartagena's a lot more, of course, in Barranquilla, a lot more black people, right? But it would be crazy if Cali was going through this and we didn't take the time out to think about the black community, in which 30 to 40% of this city is from Choco or Buenaventura, from those areas. So, and everybody's been working together. That's one of the good things I want to talk about today. Everybody has really been working together. Everybody's been helping each other. Today was the first day that you could see that Cali is starting to come back around. The kids are outside flying kites again, even though their building might be gone. People are still giving food to each other, water to each other, clothes to each other. You're starting to see, you're starting to hear more restaurants are open, more music. Cali, more music is starting to be played. So we turned the radio in our car on for the first time today, just a couple hours ago. Andre and I were riding, and we just said, you know what, let's turn some music on, make a better mood. And so we turned some music on. But that was the first time you start to hear that Cali is at least trying to get back to its old Cali, even though many of us can't go into our buildings until the inspections are done. So shout out to you, brothers, for supporting both areas. Yes, sir. Let me scroll down a little bit more because my brother Aiken is in the building. Salute to you. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Glad to see that you're here. And scroll down a little bit further. I might not be able to get to everybody tonight, but I'm going to try because I got my brother Don, aka the Don JP, here in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great night. We got 50. Oh, I won't be able to get to everybody. We got 55, 60 in the building already. But I can't miss out. Good morning to my brother Ronan over there in Southeast Asia, as well as good morning to Richie Mack, as well as good morning to quite a few brothers. You know, BMT, Black Men's Travel. He's over there in Thailand, and you guys are close to Indonesia, and it's sad to see that what's going on in Indonesia over the last few hours. They were hit. For the guys that don't know, Indonesia was just hit with a 7.7 earthquake, magnitude earthquake, and right now Indonesia is on tsunami watch, just like we're on watch for the volcanoes, and Colombia is going through forest fires right now. So it is with Indonesia. They just got hit. Just a few hours ago. It's salute to Love Crossing Borders. He said, my brother Dre, good morning from the Philippines. Prepping will be sharing the word of support for Choco today as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's kind of funny that you were talking about prepping because I want to talk about that too. Shout out to my Canadian brother in the building. Canadian guys are there. I don't have the soundboard, guys. That's back in the studio. In the studio as well. Everything was well taken care of in the studio. So we're going to give you, like I said, we're going to give you an update on what's going on with our apartment building complex, as well as, but everything in the studio was not damaged. You know, the colognes kind of like leaned over. Fortunately, none of them fell to the floor. But you know, you're not thinking. I mean, I'm not thinking about any of those things. I'm just glad that that Andre and I and all our neighbors are safe. But as far as the studio, it's good. Shout out to my brother, the Fit Traveler, in the building. I gotta make my own sound effects. Salute. Hope all is well, brother. Yes, man. Things are slowly but surely getting better. Trying to get my sense of humor back. Trying to. Like I said, just we were just driving, and just to see some of the kids out there, because it's kite flying season. It is that type of autumn weather, if you will, and so a lot of kids are out there now flying their kites and just showing that there is life after, the loss of lives. For example, there was a young lady. She was a triplet. Her mom, and her dad. She was 23 years old. Her other two sisters, and her mom and her dad were at home when the earthquake hit. Their building collapsed. They took her to the hospital, critical condition. She's fighting for her life, but she's getting better. Her mom, her dad, and her two twin sisters of the triplets, they perished. And right now, the family and the doctors feel it's best not to let her know that her whole family is gone. Just think about, you lost all your material things and all your family in less than 4 minutes. That's how long the earthquake was shaking in many areas. In less than 4 minutes, in less than 1 minute, in less than 2 minutes, your whole family is wiped away. All your material things that you ever owned and you worked for is gone. The apartment that your parents paid for their whole life and was going to leave to you and your sisters is gone. Your sisters are gone, and you don't even know it. She doesn't even know that her whole family is gone, because they know that the stress will impact her while she's in the hospital recuperating. So they're trying to get her to just stay focused on her, but they know that eventually she's going to ask about where's my family because I don't see anybody here. And so it's those situations right now that people are trying to, grasp hold of, and encourage and be there for one another. Same thing with Choco, same thing with Buenaventura, the black parts of Colombia. People are finally making in there to help them out. When I was sitting down talking to the pastor today, and he used to live in the States, so he speaks perfect English, and so he and I were sitting back just talking about some of the things that they've already made it to Buenaventura. They've been there for 3 or 4 days. They've been helping out the areas, donating there, making sure that they have everything that they need. Now they're going to be focusing on Choco because you got to fly out to Choco basically. And then they're going to be heading back to Buenaventura. So some of them are heading back to Buenaventura tomorrow. And once again, those two areas are the black regions of Colombia. Shout out to my brother Shy in the building, Shy Talk in the building. He said, glad that you guys are okay. So are we, brother. So are we. A lot of the melancholy that you hear in my tone now is more sadness for the cities in the country of Colombia. You know, uh, even though people don't talk about Medellin as much because people don't think that it impacted Medellin as much, it's still the mental issue. So, okay, so a lot of buildings in Medellin didn't get destroyed, but mentally, you got effed up. You got effed up. I now have so much respect for you brothers, what you military brothers with the PTSD, because I am so shell shocked. A lot of parents are sending their kids to bed, showing bravery, but up here we are all effed up, bruh. I mean, effed up. You're trying not to be. You're trying to be strong. You're trying to, be strong for your loved ones. But man, every time you're in the bed, you feel the bed move, because Andre might roll over. You're thinking that it might be something. So I'm half the night I spend. I probably sleep half the night. I don't sleep most of the full nights like a lot of you guys do. Can sleep through the. I'll get back there, but as for now, no, no, no. So let's go right here. Yeah, my brother says he said this week uh it was an earthquake in Colombia, he said then California, and today Indonesia. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. IMF says this. He says, "Hey Andre," he said, "why don't you set up a separate U.S. online bank so supporters can send money?" Even the first day, it's kind of funny that you would say that. I was thinking about this today. The first day that it happened, the first person to donate, shout out to Fresh, Flyboy Way was the first person to donate, right? And he asked me, he said, Dre, uh, do you think you need to set yourself up a GoFundMe? And I've never set up a GoFundMe, man. And I was like, no, I'm good. But you guys got to realize this. And I'm being honest. Let me change the music over. And I'm gonna come back to the shout outs and everything. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about some positive things today. But let me change the music over. When you are going through this, let me bring it back about right there. When you're going through this, I'm gonna tell you something. You don't know what to think. Like Flyboy made that suggestion day one. Dude, my brain is still gone. Y'all see me on camera, cool and calm, but mentally I'm still tore up, bruh. It's just like some of you guys that get back from war when everybody want to hug you and say, hey, glad to see you're back. And you put that smile on, but really on the inside, you've seen so much or you've been through so much that you don't think about certain things. So when it comes to a separate US bank account, that sounds like a good idea, but then I would feel more comfortable if I was back home in the studio trying to set this up, set that up, do this, do that, compared to helping those that are already here, that go to Choco all the time, that go to Buenaventura all the time, that that uh that before the earthquake is brothers from the States that have always supported. This pastor that we work with has always been there. And so to try for me to set up something new, it's like, okay, I gotta there's enough hands in the pot right now. So all I ask you guys to do is, if you trust me, just continue to support what we need for our home, and also support what we want to do for the Black community. Like I said, Cali gonna be all right. We got supporters. We got the firemen as from around the United States are down here. We got firemen and EMS and military from Mexico down here, from Peru down here in Cali. So Cali gonna be all right. But nobody is giving news headline to the Black community like us. And so the guys that already have programs that's already set up, that I personally know, that go down there and build houses. These guys don't just go visit Choco or go visit Buenaventura. I've seen these guys since I've been here year round. Brothers from the States go build houses in these areas, taking food in these areas year round. So when this happened, and they created a link, and I'm going to drop the link in the comment section, and you guys can support them as well as supporting us. I kid you not, those guys are doing some great things, and they post videos in the WhatsApp Gap group. So shout out to Chris, shout out to Hakeem, those two major brothers that do a lot of work here in Cali, Colombia when it comes to the Black community. Those dudes go in neighborhoods that I'd be like, here's the money, you go. so yeah, really good dudes. But that's a good suggestion. I kid you not. And if my mind was right at the time period, I probably would have started GoFundMe. But bruh, I wasn't thinking like, dude, I didn't think about all the devastation that we had and the loss that we had. And you know, you're trying to, okay, now I got to buy a new this, I got to buy a new that. I've got to make sure that this is taken care of, that is taken care of. You know, it's just, you don't think about it, man. You just got so much going on. Shout out to Black Nubian in the building. And I hope that you know, none of you guys ever experienced nothing like this. If you want the truth, I hope that none of you guys ever experienced something like this. Like I said, this is like a 100-year, 200-year event. It's not like it's something that happens like this all the time. You know, Andrea's family, Andrea's grandmother has never experienced this. Neither one of them. Her grandmother one is in her 70s and one is in her like 95, 96. None of these women have experienced this. So this is like a once in a 3-4 lifetime situation. So I don't want you guys to feel like, oh my God, I don't want to come to Colombia because they're going through earthquakes like that. It's not really like that, guys. Shout out to David Dice being in the building as well. Appreciate you being here. Like I said, I might not be able to get a shout out to everybody. I'm going to try my best to get a shout out to all the brothers, and salute to you as well, brother. Salute to you as well. And right now, I'm just trying my best to share as much information as possible. Shout out to Black Nubian in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Once again. And thank you very much with these. And I'm going to come back to the super chat. Thank you again with the super chat. Shout out to my Uncle Ghostface in the building. Love you, nephew. Love you, Unc. Glad to see that you're here. Glad to see that you're here. Big brother in life is in the building as well. He says this. He said, what up, Dre? Hope all is well. No, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's not all is well, but I won't even say it's well, but it's getting better. I can't lie about that. We're not doing bad. And I forgot to call you today, Alexis, man. My bad, brother. I know you've been calling me over the past couple of days, And I've been talking to so many of you guys on the phone, man. Just been keeping me encouraged that by the time I get done talking to all you guys on the phone, the day is over. And I don't want to be calling you guys too late who I missed a call from. So I will be calling. I meant to call you today, Alexis, man. Hey, Dre, man. Oh, no. Oh, man. Yeah, I got the call. Hey, Alexis, I'm calling you after the live stream, bruh. I'm calling you after the show. Oh, bruh. Yeah, I'm calling you right after the show, bro. You know, I'm not gonna be too late, but I want to call you after the show, man. My condolences, brother. My condolences. You and I have been communicating offline about this for the longest. Hey guys, do me a favor, man. Keep my brother Alexis in prayer, man. My man lost. If you don't mind me sharing, bro. You know, as he said, he lost his mom, and when in he thought that his dad would be around to take care of his mom. Dad passed on first, just recently. So this brother's lost his dad and he lost his mom. And so keep the brother in prayer, man. It's just a crazy month for us all, bruh. It's a crazy month for us all, and that's why we're here for each other. That's why we're here for each other, man. My condolences. Like I said, I'm gonna call you right after the show. My bad, bruh. And I was thinking about you and your mom. I was about to, you know me. One of the first things I was going to ask you about is how your mom is doing. And now I'm going to be reaching out to you and see how you doing while I'm going through it. Shout out to my brother Turkish in the building. Glad to see that you're here. He said, Brother Dre, I'm glad. And thank you very much with the $5 super chat. He said, Brother Dre, I'm glad that you and your family are safe and sound. He said, I wish you all the best. Stay strong, bruh. He said, you have our full support. And that we do know. You guys, you do not know. I don't think I will be strong enough to handle this without you brothers, man. That I do know. That me and Andrea, our prayers, all this has drawn us so close. Because we were joking the other day, like, okay, we've been through earthquakes together. We were trapped in a hurricane in Cuba together, a major hurricane. Yeah, I think our marriage has been tested enough to where we think we're going to be together for life. I think our marriage has been tested enough. We've endured the test of time. But you guys are definitely, man, the full support that we need, man. I kid you not. You guys are definitely some anchors in our lives. Do not take yourself for granted when it comes to love crossing borders, because we really don't. Not at all. Shout out to my brother Uriah, who's here in Cali, Colombia right now. Salute to you, brother. Glad to see that you're here. And I'm going to try to make it to over where you are. He says, so, did you, man, it's bad at Chippy Choppy Mall. Chippy Choppy Mall is just, it's bad. It's bad. It's just, some areas are just demolished. They're going to have to rebuild everything. My brother says this, salute Dre, salute to everyone, salute to you as well. He said, just left the supermarket under the Centenario. He said, donated. I know exactly where you were. Donated at the drop behind the food for it. I know exactly where you are. Yes, you talking about the mall that's right down by where you are. That's not too far. This it's a smaller mall in Cali. It's not as famous because it's a smaller mall, more of a high-rise type of mall. But yes, shout out to you with the donations, man. Shout out to you with the donations. Shout out to my brother being in the building, man supporting man. Good evening, Professor Dre. Good evening to you as well. Let me scroll down a little further. My brother says this. He says, salute, brother, of Love Crossing Brotherhood. He said, if I don't shout you out, just work on getting ready to spread the word more. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Shout out to all you guys. And let me scroll down a little further. Got to get used to using my laptop again. And shout out to my brother, Men's Daily being in the building. Yes, sir. He said, I'm glad things are improving on you and your wife's end, along with the locals in Colombia. Yes, slowly but surely. Like I said earlier, it didn't hit every area of the city. So out here out south, bruh, you'd have thought it was just another day. I mean, they probably barely had a quiver out here. I mean, no buildings, not a brick out of place. And we've been riding around, and then we walk around, and I kid you not one brick out of place. And but I was out, but other areas in the south and out west, where my brother Victor 0 milligram is, uh, and other areas that are out north, is bad, bruh. It's when you see apartment buildings that are going to be condemned in the next 5 years, is going to be something else up there. That's the one thing that's about to take place in Colombia, because so much money is being funneled into this country. Yeah. Once again, shout out to my brother Aiken in the building. And let me scroll down. I got 72 people in the building. I don't want to spend the whole evening doing shout outs. So I'm going to hit the super chats. Shout out to First Class. He says this. He said, I love how Colombia is coming together. He say, serious question. Not to mix religion with these other disasters. He said, but do you feel that there is a bit? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Jesus was talking in Matthew chapter 28, verses 26 to 28 or 24 to 28, when the disciples was asking him, what are some of the signs of your return as a Messiah? Now, I'm a Christian, so I'm talking from the Christian perspective. Uh, what are some of the signs of your return as the Messiah? He said, you're going to see a lot more wars. So we're seeing wars everywhere. For those that don't know, over the last 100 years or so, the world has had over 35 wars on average. There's always at least 35 wars taking place on this planet, whether it be uh, internal disputes, like here in Colombia with FARC in the Colombian military. A lot of people don't realize that Colombia is still in the middle of a civil war. It hasn't ended in years, but it happens in the jungle area for the most part. So you have internal disputes, and you also have countries versus countries, and you also have the wars, the cyber wars that's taking place now. So some countries may not attack each other except through cyber. So you have those wars taking place. So Jesus said you're going to see a lot more wars, and those are the birth pains of when I'm about to come back. He said another sign is he could have chose any element. He could have said there's going to be more floods in the world. He could have said there's going to be more tornadoes in the world. Jesus said you're going to see more earthquakes in the world. That is going to be a sign of just the birth pains of me about to come back. That's just the earth letting you know I'm tired. That's just the earth saying I'm tired. And so, yes, I do believe that there's a spiritual ramification or reason why all this is happening. Just think about it. In 2026, including Indonesia, just in these first 8 months, there has been over 11 magnitude 7 plus earthquakes. 11. Whether it was 7.2, 7.8, 8.3, 8.5, 11, including Indonesia today. That's not a coincidence. Now, some people got a conspiracy theory that they're doing something to the planet. No, what we're doing is ruining the planet, and the planet is getting upset. You can only do so much to a planet to where, you start to showcase some of the results of our actions. But yeah, he said there are biblical correlations with the earthquakes happening worldwide. Absolutely correct. I believe in that 100%. 100%. And don't get me wrong, it might be some type of conspiracy things behind it as well with governments. We never know. David says this. David says, he say, Dre, with all that going on, you're going to reconsider living in the building, uh, and more so a house now because the building might not be stable compared to a home. This is our agenda. I agree with you, Dave. This is our agenda. This is our blueprint. Okay. First thing is get back into our place. So we got a chance today to hear the assessors. There were three assessors there and inspectors there. So we got a chance to hear what they had to say. They showed photos and everything. They said that our whole complex, all the buildings, are good and stable. So, and we saw that. We could tell that our building, because our buildings are kind of new and they were built to be earthquake proof. So so our buildings, even though each apartment is not earthquake proof, that's the kicker. So each apartment damages and destruction is different. And so, but the building itself, from the top all the way to the basement where the parking goes, because we got indoor and outdoor parking, is stable. Here's the problem: the stairs. We're 12 floors, and all the stairs are. The inspector said this: we recommend nobody lives in the building until they get the elevators and the stairs repaired. So we're just talking about just step one, getting it back in our home. Okay, just step one, getting back in the house. We went and did an inspection today of our home. We miss our home. We miss how roomy our home is. I miss the studio. Andre just missed her time, and she's about to cry. I could tell how much she misses our home. But we would rather be safe first. So the first thing is follow what the inspectors have to say. They are going to be having a meeting with the owners of the complex tomorrow. After that, probably next Monday or Tuesday, the full report on what needs to be done for people to be able to occupy our complex will be exposed. So everything about the stairs, everything about the building, step by step inspection instructions, the whole little what they found manual will be shared with everybody on Monday or Tuesday. So we're waiting for that. But you can see from the stairs, bruh. And I'm talking about all stairs down. You could be outside and look. You could see, yeah, that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. They got yellow tape around the stairs. Now today we did see the people that came and did the inspection on the gas main, because even if your building is good, you might have something going on with your gas, and that's the last thing you want is a gas explosion to take place in a building that you thought was good and you let a bunch of people back in it. So they're out there. We didn't get a chance. Andre spoke to them for a split second, but Andre didn't want to interrupt what they were doing as far as their work. So, and like I said, this is all part of good news. It's not bad news. So they were out there. The water in the building is off. Electricity is on. Gas is off. Of course, as I just explained why, because they don't want to have an explosion in any of the complex until the inspectors complete survey and report is done by Monday, and then they have the meeting with the owners, and that's, like I said, that's just the building itself. That's not even including uh, people's personal homeowners insurance need to come out. A lot of people's doors are destroyed. How? Because when they ran out, they closed their doors behind them because they didn't want anything to be stolen out of their apartment, right? So as people are running out, they close their door behind them. Then they realize, oh shoot, I left my keys in my apartment, so I can't get in. So a lot of people put holes in their doors. I'm from Detroit, so I put a shoulder in that thing and I break that door in. But they don't think like that. They actually put a hole indoors just so they can put their hand through and unlock the doors. So a lot of doors have damages in the complex. So those are going to have to be repaired. And the ceiling damage in each apartment, glasses, because you have a sliding glass. Like our whole balcony is a wall that collapses, right? Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Like you may have a living room and all you got to do is just slide down and that whole wall collapse. You have a balcony. That's how our home is, right? Well, a lot of apartments, that glass came on the furniture and everything. So that got destroyed. So now you got a balcony, but you don't have that sliding wall anymore to close the balcony. So it's just so much damage that took place in many of our apartments that you're sitting back like, okay, like I say, step one is maybe to the end of the month, you find out if you're going to be living in your apartment or not. Step two, this is what our game plan is. Now let's say we're back in our home, let's say in a week, hopefully, is to consider moving to a house. That's what our goal is. We're looking at houses right now. The housing prices are going to go up like crazy, especially out north where we live, because out north means that you can afford to have a house and price is going to go up. So we already know whatever the price is right now, yesterday's prices are not today's prices. So we are already prepared. We've already ready to reach out to realtors. Remember, I interviewed that realtor the other day. I'm going to be reaching out to him, Daniel. So I've already reached out to him. I'm hoping to hear back from him. But I understand that he may have had major losses and he's just too busy as a realtor to even think about helping people get a home when he's trying to find out what's going on with all the homes that he's in business with. Because he also does buys homes, help people buy homes, helps people rent homes, and also he does Airbnbs. So if you're in that market, this week is just, you ain't trying to talk to nobody except for somebody that has to do with the properties that you have right now. So we're going to be reaching out to realtors over the next couple of days. Number today's choice is, because we really love our apartment complex, we really love our building. If everything passes, look for a part. We're on the 6th floor of 12. Look for a place that's like the 2nd or 3rd floor. So if push comes to shove, if emergency comes to emergency, like I said, this is only a once in 100-year event. But if push comes to shove with any type of emergency, we can get out of the building immediately. So we're going to be talking to the landlord about that. So those are the 3 things that we're working on over the next, the rest of the month. Damage control, paying for everything, to be rehashed, repaired, all those things, replaced. And then at the same time, helping those that are really in dire straits, like I said, in Choco and Buenaventura, so we're helping them out. And then at the same time, trying to get over this psychological part. Like I said, the damage to your property is already bad enough, but the psychological part, I never thought in my life, I wasn't mentally messed up when I got locked up in the feds for 10 years. I chalked it up to the game. Andre, you was in the game. You got caught eventually. Go ahead, do that time. I wasn't even mentally tore up 10 years doing the feds. But now I can easily tell that I ain't all there. I ain't, in my 58 years, I can easily say, I'll be 59 in October. I can easily say this is the first time in my life I ain't all there right now. And so those are the things that you sit back like, man, do I need to get some counseling? And so now the counseling throughout the city, just like 9/11. Remember 9/11, all the psychiatrists and psychologists were getting calls from across the country, but people need to see a specialist. Just imagine if you was in the building of 9/11, how your mind is messed up. That's how I'm feeling right now. That's why I could say that I can relate just a smidget to what you guys in the military go through with what you've seen. And like I said, just a smidget. Because I know you guys have seen things that nobody wants to describe. But I can understand mentally what it's like to not all be there, even though you want to be there. So I get it. I get it. So those are the three game plans that we're putting together. I'm glad that you asked that question. Shout out to my brother becoming a member in the building. My brother Justin representing, gifting memberships. He says this. He says, watching from the U.S. and thinking about you and your people, we're here for you. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that. And like I said, for all you guys that want to be there for us, you can see it right here. Cash App is down. That's why if you guys try to send a Cash App, it won't be back up for us until Monday, because Cash App said we were getting so many donations so fast from you guys that they put us on security alert. So we won't be getting off until like Sunday or Monday. Even though we do get unlimited Cash App transactions, but the transactions were coming in so fast, Cash App say something's got to be wrong. This can't be right. And come to find out, they just put us on a security hold. I talked to Cash App last night. All of the donations from Richie Mack channel that was sent from Cash App, we didn't get any of them. We got one that was like, I think we got one or two that were like a $10 donation and a $5 donation. And after that, all the other donations we never received. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be, once we get Cash App back up, you guys who donated by way of Cash App, if you don't donate tonight by way of Zelle or PayPal, I'll be reaching out to you guys next week to let you know, hey, if you're still interested in donating to help us out, because we can use it, and helping out those in the Black community here because they could use it. So when I reach out to you, it'll just be the same number that you were donating on Richie Mack show. It won't be anything different, but none of the monies came through, none of it. And it was quite a bit of money that you guys were supporting with. And we just want to say thank you for, in regards to that. But if you guys want to donate, Zelle and PayPal, and Zelle is working good, and PayPal is working good. My brother Tevin King in the building. Glad to see that you're here, Tevin. He said, glad to see that you and Andre are doing all right. He said, my heart and prayers are going out to the 111 plus that lost their lives. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So many people that lost their lives. And Richie Mack showed you the video the other day of the people that are sleeping in the tents. He showed you the people that, because I had just filmed that earlier that day, and I sent it off to Richie before the show came on, and he couldn't believe it. I say, man, I'm telling y'all, unless the inspectors go inspect your building, you can't go back in the building. So you had all those people outside just sleeping in tents and donating food to each other and blankets and sleeping on makeshift mattresses and little tents. You can't go back in. And if you don't have a family member that owns properties like Andrea's family, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck. So, fortunate for us that this really nice property here, but there are so many families that are in need that we've just been donating to, and in the working community, and they're right now sleeping outside in a tent with their kids, and they're older person, the grandmas and granddads are sleeping in tents all throughout the city, waiting for the inspectors to come to inspect their building. And then here's the part. Even though they inspect their building, doesn't mean your building will pass inspection. Just like our building passed inspection, but the stairs didn't. So you can't go back in until they get the elevators inspected and approved and repaired if repairs are needed. So we got to wait for the elevator. We got to wait for the gas. We got to wait for the insurance inspectors, and for our personal apartment, we got to wait for the owners of the apartment complexes to have their meeting. So it's not just a okay, it's over. Let's go back home. It's not set up like that. It's not set up like that because everybody is thinking like this. What is the safety of the tenants around the city? What's the safety for the tenants? Nobody wants a building that's about to halfway to collapse on somebody after the appraiser said, or I mean the adjuster said, yes, it's good. So nobody wants that. So they're dotting their I's and they're crossing their T's to make sure that no issues take place. And that's why we're being patient. Even though we would like to go back home and you know, I would love to be back in the studio with you guys and hanging out. We would rather be patient and take our time. You say Andre and Andrea and the Colombian people got some guardian angels compared to the Venezuelans earthquake. Absolutely correct. They lost over 6,000 people. The people in Indonesia, I haven't heard the loss because it happened just a couple hours ago. So I haven't heard any numbers on the loss of property, loss of lives in Indonesia. I haven't heard anything like that. The coffee region here, I mean, I saw videos of people in Guatape. All you guys that have been to Colombia, you know what I'm talking about, the giant rock where you climb up the rock on the stairs. Just imagine being halfway up the stairs. We're talking about 725 steps, just in case you guys are wondering. You are on the edge of a gigantic rock and an earthquake hits while you are on those stairs. That's how crazy that earthquake hit the coffee region. That's how crazy the earthquake hit the coffee region. My brother Uriah said that's messed up. He said RP and condolences to the family. Yeah, man. They didn't even tell her that she lost all her brothers and sisters. Cologne of the day. Life. Smell it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a good one. That was a good one. I needed that. I appreciate you for that one, man. I appreciate you for that one. Shout out to 1J in the building. 1J says this. He say, that was a family of triplets in Cali. Yes, the family of triplets in Cali. And her sisters and her family died in the earthquake. She still doesn't know. She still doesn't know. All of us know. But because she's in the hospital, the doctors have decided, don't let her know. Because that stress will kill her because of the condition that she's in. So right now, they're just telling her, we're not allowing anybody in your room right now. Once you're cleared, then we'll invite your parents and family in. But her parents have perished. Her two sisters have perished. And she's lost all the property that the family owned in that apartment. So, yeah. Say Western Union. No, I don't have Western Union. I could do Western Union, but I haven't done Western Union. I mean, you guys could do Western Union, I guess. Shout out to T-Mac. And they're doing some great things over there. The military guys over there in T-Mac. T-Mac, if you got a link that you want to drop, brother, you can drop a link to anything that you and the guys in Medellin are doing for Choco as well. Because we were talking about that over on Richie Max. Also, some of the things that they are doing to help support Choco and Buenaventura and the coffee region, the American Veterans Association and group over there who have done some tremendous things in Cali. I mean, tremendous things in Medellin throughout the last few years anyway. So this is something else that they're investing into, and that is the relief in the efforts and the support of those that are in Buenaventura, the Black area, and Choco. So as we're doing things over here in Cali, also our brother T Mac and a bunch of others are doing things over there as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to Black Nubian. He say, that is rough to hear what happened with your salsa teacher. Yeah, man. It's just crazy. It's the little people that you know that are going through turmoil or didn't survive, just like the person that does this for you or that for you. Your Spanish instructor lost a home, or the person that does your manicure pedicure, you know, they lost their apartment, or the person that is your favorite restaurant owner, that restaurant is gone. You know, it's the little people that you don't think about who always have your back in Cali or throughout Colombia in general that are going through it the most. So yes, like me and Andre were saying, yes, many people have their home, but their job is gone. Their job is gone. It's demolished. What do you do? You know, many people have their job. Job is great, but they lost their home. Home is demolished. Everything, clothes gone. There is no going through the looting, through the rocks for your items. It's just gone. One young lady survived. She said, she was like in her 30s. She said, I worked my butt off to pay for my first apartment. She said, I was so proud. Now it's gone. All the years of work for many people, gone. T-Mac says this. He said, the energy is off. Even is it in Medellin? He said they are replacing infrastructure in the park. Let's talk about some changes that are taking place in Colombia, since T-Mac mentioned that. There are going to be some things that are going to be taking place in Colombia over the next 5 years. And I want to talk about that. And there's some positive things. First thing that guys have to realize is that the infrastructure is going to get better than ever before. The infrastructure, because of this earthquake throughout the country, is going to open up opportunities of construction that's going to take place in a massive scale across the country like it never has before. For those of you that were in Colombia over the last few years, you're going to see a whole new Colombia. Buildings are going to be a lot more modern because a lot of buildings are going to be built to be earthquake and other element proof. Some of the roads that weren't as stable as before, because they were broken up because of the earthquake, they're going to be replaced. So that's going to take place. You're going to also see businesses relocate to other locations. Why? Because that business that sat there is gone. Let's say that Dollar City or Dollar Tree, in other words, the same franchise, is destroyed. They're not going to reopen it there. It's destroyed. They're going to reopen it somewhere else. And now another building or business is going to be built once that rubble is taken away. So you're going to start seeing areas throughout Medellin, throughout the coffee region, throughout Buenaventura, because they got to rebuild that whole area. Choco, I've looked at the videos. They got to basically rebuild that many of those little small towns. And so, and just like in Cali, you're going to see a whole new Cali Colombia. So that's a good thing that's coming down the turnpike, the infrastructure that's taking place. Now let's talk about cost of living. Cost of living will increase in Colombia because of, hey, somebody's got to pay for this construction. Somebody's got to pay for these taxes. Somebody's got to pay for this, pay for that, for these new roads. So the cost of living will slightly, and I've researched it, slightly increase in Colombia. Not to the point where you like, man, I might as well stay in the States. It's not going to be like that, anything like that. But it will not be you getting an apartment in Colombia for $250 unless you in the hood. But you know how we are. So in other words, in Cali, if that apartment, for example, cost you 1,000, that new apartment that they're going to be building is going to be like 1,200, 1,500. So it's going to be that type of increase. But because it's a lot safer, because it's a brand new building, it's earthquake proof, it's going to be a better bang for your buck. For example, as Andre and I drove around our area out north, the brand new construction buildings, nothing happened to them. We're looking at these brand new buildings that are like halfway done or 90% done. And I kid you not, man, these buildings stood there like champions. Why? Because they are made right now to be earthquake proof. So the way the structures are made set up, no problems at all. And so it's going to be a lot more as far as cost of living in Colombia, but it's not going to take away that bang for the buck that you get compared to if you just stayed in the States. Our apartment is $770 a month for a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, two living room, one dining room, the balcony and security and all the bells and whistles, right? Huge apartment, right? Uh, we pay 770. If it went to 1,000, we would not have a problem with paying for our apartment for a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom apartment. Only $1,000. You see where I'm going with that? So all this is good news. Take it from me. I know it may sound like a little bit that is not good news, but it actually is. The other thing is the traffic. While construction is going on in Medellin, while construction is going on to clean out the old buildings and remove the old this and the old that over the next 5 years, there's going to be a lot of traffic maneuvered and moving around. So where it was a bridge right here, that bridge is gone. So now they're going to have to take the traffic around a different route. We're used to that in the United States when it comes to traffic and construction. Here in Colombia, they're going to have to get used to it on a massive scale. So there's going to be a lot of construction taking place. That means a lot more money coming into Colombia from the Middle East, a lot more money coming in from the donations that are coming in from the United States. The other parts of the world are going to help with reestablishing and restructuring Colombia in a way that is more, I would even say, futuristic for Colombia compared to before. So it's going to be revamped. Now, I'm going to say this: the hood is the hood is the hood. Today and 5 years from now, the hood is still going to be the hood. Do not think that you going to go to the hood in any city, in the States or out of the States, and the hood ain't going to look like the hood. So when it comes to investing in lower class areas, I I know how Colombia moves, and I know how the United States moves. United States, no matter what happens, is not put. For example, in New Orleans, you saw certain areas of New Orleans get improved. You did not see the hoods in New Orleans after Katrina get improved. It still look like the hood, don't it? Yep. You know why? Because it's the hood. So certain areas they're not going to put money into, and that's the sad part. They're not going to put as much money into it. Let me go to the super chats real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Shout out once again to my brother Alexis, and I got it. Once again, I got to give you a call as soon as we get done with the live stream, brother. And once again, my brother Hannibal in the building. Salute to you as well, brother. He says this. He said, is anybody having a problem getting through with PayPal? It will not accept my donation. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go here. Give me a second. Let me log in. And let me go home. I'm not getting anything from through PayPal. And I'm in that particular account. Let me double check here. I don't know what's going on with PayPal. Thank you guys for your patience. Don't know what's going on with PayPal. Yeah, I don't know. What do you mean a line? But I will try to find out what's going on in the next couple of days. Like I said, like all you guys who have been donating to Cash App, like I got one from see Cash App let me get two donations in. Shout out to T Mac and shout out to my man JC. But then after that, anybody else that donated Cash App basically didn't let me go through. Like Mike T, I got yours, but then it didn't let it go through, and that's how it is with so many other guys. So I guess the only thing that's working now is Zelle. That's the only thing that I can. Yeah, Zelle is working. Shout out to my man Al Ray. Shout out to you, brother. I got Zelle from you. Shout out to Vincent. Got Zelle from you. Shout out to my brother Aiken. Got Zelle from you. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to my brother Mike. I got Zelle from you. Appreciate you as well, brother. So Zelle is working good, guys. If you guys are able to just use the email, the same email address for PayPal, you can use for Zelle. Appreciate you, gentlemen. And the other cool thing, man, you guys know that I went to prison for 10 years and I was in the prison ministry, uh, encouraging guys that life is going to get better after prison. And so the pastor who I met today, the brother, which was kind of cool, he invited me to now start going to the prisons here in Colombia throughout the country to minister and talk to guys and encourage them because you know, guys want to hear about that there is life after prison. And so he said, Dre, man, he said, I was in the cartels. He said, so, and I became a pastor. And he was one of those in the Colombian cartel. He got arrested. And remember, if you guys watched the documentary on Netflix with the Colombian cartel, like it was Narcos season 2 or season 3, they were extradited to the States. So he said he got locked up in 89. I said, I got locked up in 89. And so he was locked up in the feds in Kentucky. I said, I've been through that spot. And so we had a lot in common. But when he got out, he gave his life to the Lord. He's been a pastor ever since. He has a church, a wonderful church, and they go minister throughout the country. He's a translator for ministers that come to South America. So because he speaks English, because he got locked up in the feds all those years, he did 13 years. He said, now I'm in the ministry. Whenever American ministers come down here, they hire me, not hire, but request me to be the translators. He said, so I go to Brazil, Peru, or throughout Colombia. He said, and I do the translation while the minister is preaching, or you know, guys like me who are motivators. He said he does the translation. He said, so that's what I do for a lot of people. He said, so Dre, he said, we go down there like Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. He said, anytime you want to get into the prison ministry in Colombia, let me know. He said, I got your back. He said, we would love to have a brother like you in part of the ministry. So I'm looking forward to being, after all this smoke settles, and after I come back for the Black Manosphere Conclave in September, I'm looking forward to becoming a part of the prison ministry starting in October here in Colombia. So shout out to that as well. Like I said, to share some good news or shed some good news on this scenario that we've all been going through here in Colombia. So let me come back to you guys' comments. I'll scroll down a little bit. Shout out my brother Quality in the building. So it looks like the Zelle is working, but like I mentioned before, yeah, like my brother Raymond, like I said, I'm going to be reaching out to you guys next week regarding Cash App. Let me move this out of the way. And I appreciate what you guys are doing. And shout out to Timothy Bright with the $200 sponsor of the night, Avengers Assemble. I was just thinking about you, Tim, too, because I remember that you sent with Uriah those bottles of Ciroc for me, the lemon Ciroc. I appreciate that last year, man, for the Black Manosphere Conclave. Brother Timothy sent me, because I hadn't had any Ciroc. He sent me 4 big bottles of the lemonade Ciroc, which was great. Don't get me wrong. So I was thinking about you today in regards to just the conclave was on my mind. He said, Avengers Assemble. He said, St. Matthew 25:48. He said, when I was hungry, one of my favorite verses. When I was hungry, you didn't feed me. When I was naked, you didn't clothe me. He said, when I was thirsty, you didn't give me a drink. He said, they asked Jesus, when were you naked and hungry? Jesus said, you didn't help the hungry man. That means that you didn't help me. Be blessed. Absolutely correct, Timothy. Thank you very much, Brother Tim. Absolutely correct. And that's why, I kid you not, that's why when you guys donate to us, we appreciate it. I kid you not. But we are not going to sit here and not donate to others. That's one thing that we are not going to. You will not see Love Crossing Borders just sitting here and like. Actually, let me put the link that, like I said, I hope T Mac put the link that he has for the guys in Medellin that are helping out Choco and Buenaventura. Do me a favor, T Mac, put that in the comments, periodically, so guys could check out what you're doing. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section for what the guys are doing here in Cali that are going to Buenaventura. And going to Choco as well. Let me get that link. Oh, I got the link. Let me go to the channel. Let me go to the channel. And thank you guys for your patience, by the way. Okay, here we go. And shout out to all 78 in here. Let me drop that link for Choco as well. And like I said, the only thing that looks like is working right now is the Zelle. And all you got to do is use our email address for the Zelle. Let's go here, here, here. Give me a second. I just had it too. Okay, give me a second right here. I just had it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pull it back up a different way, but I want to share that link with you guys that we have as well. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here we go. We got that. I'll scroll down. And that's there. Here we go. Okay, I just dropped it in the comments. So let me scroll down. Once again, shout out to our sponsor for the night thus far, our brother Timothy. And let me see if that showed. Should, because my comment should be the last comment that showed up. In the comment section. But let me read Timothy real quick. Also with this love, he said, I would not rent a high-rise building. He said, I will rent out, and that's what our plans are. That's numero uno. One level. He said, one level. He said, watch and learn. He said, no Ciroc for you, or for you, Tommy. Avengers assemble. Yes. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to all you guys that are here. I thought I just dropped the link. Like it's showing up on here. But yeah, all you guys that are trying to send through Cash App, don't do it this week. I'm like I said, I'm going to reach back out to you. I'm going to reach back out to you, Mike. I'm going to reach back out to you, Raymond. I'm going to reach back out to you. So many dudes, man. So many dudes. Like I said, the only one I got through was T Mac and one other brother on Cash App. And that's because we've received so many, so much from Cash App. They put us on a security alert to protect the account. It's not like the account is shut down, but they said it's going to take a few days for it to clear because so many of you were donating through Cash App at once. And so, yeah, like I said, I got JC and I got T Mac today. But anybody else, Cash App is just block. And I thought it was repaired. And so many of you guys were trying to donate, man, and it just I didn't get any of it. So next week or even Sunday, I'll be reaching out to you guys via Cash App for you guys to be able to redonate. Shout out to all you guys, but to all you guys that are donating by Zelle, that helps out a lot because it makes it a lot faster, a lot easier. And I'll make sure I continue to give shout outs to you guys. Yes, sir. He said, check your Zelle. I will, sir. I will. I'm going to give a shout out again to all you Zelle guys. Once again, make sure I got everybody. Shout out to my brother Michael with the $100 love over on Zelle. Shout out to my brother Aiken, showing some love over here on Zelle as well. Shout out to Vincent with the $15 love. Appreciate that, brother. Shout out to Al Ray with the $5 love over on Zelle. Let me make sure that, because you know how Zelle is in regards to the notifications. So sometimes it takes Zelle a few moments to get the notifications out as well. So we'll just give it a few moments to get more notifications out. Appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, what happens, I get an email every time a transaction goes to Zelle. Yeah, I see Sean tried to send. Do not send the Cash App, guys. Cash App is locked for the next couple of days. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be reaching back out to you guys who are over who have been donating by way of Cash App, and I will make sure that I'll make sure that I'll reach out to you guys once everything is up to par on Cash App again. I thought it was good today. I thought they had unlocked everything today, but they hadn't. And so when I talked to them again, they said it was just a security measure because I was getting so many transactions so fast with Cash App. They said, "Wait a minute." And so Cash App is kind of like on just security block for the next couple of moments. Let's put it like that. Give me a second with this. Okay. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the super chats. Zeta's in the my dude. Shout out to my brother in the building. I needed this. He said, I almost booked my flight when I found out about the earthquake in Cali. Glad you and Andre and others I know are alive and well. Prayers to you and Colombia, man. Thank you guys. Most of all for the prayers, man. Most of all for the prayers. I kid you not. Oh, right. I'm trying to yeah, the Venmo. Now I can't say one thing in National Quiet Storm. The Venmo hasn't been working. I don't know what's been going on with my Venmo, man. But the Venmo hadn't been working either. So let's get back to the topic at hand. Some of the better things that are coming down the turnpike in Colombia. Oh, it's okay, brother. It's okay. Uh, No, Venmo. I don't even use the app anymore. I remember when I was doing a consultation with a brother a couple of months ago, and we were going through hell and high water with Venmo. Hell and high water. So I just stopped trying to. I even created a whole new Venmo account, and it still was acting up. So I think when I get back to the states, because sometimes an app won't work for me unless I'm on U.S. soil. Even when I use my my iVanish, when I use my VPN, it still acts up sometimes. Certain apps, not all the time, but every once in a while. So what I decided to do was wait till I get back to the states and see if I can help my fixing my Venmo. You can set up. Let me write that down. I don't have a pen around me. Hey Troy, do me a favor. Text that to me on WhatsApp if you got my WhatsApp number, or email that to me. You know what? I've been using Remitly for years. I've been using Remitly for years. I got Remitly. I didn't know that any of you guys thought about Remitly. Yeah, for money transfers. Yes, sir. So set up a okay. Okay, cool. Because I always send money through Remitly, but I've never received money through Remitly. Thanks, brother. Okay, back to what we were talking about in regards to some of the things that are taking place in Colombia. And let me double check one more time if I'm missing anything on the. Okay. Shout out to my brother Jay Stewart with the $40 love over on the Venmo. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And the other thing that's about to take place in Colombia is the politics. Colombia is one of the countries in South America, unlike Brazil. Brazil kind of like they doing their own thing, which is great. Colombia is working alongside the West. It's in the West. Colombia is becoming more and more. Uh, he said, "Can you pin the link?" He said, "Can you pin the link to point people to the pinned message?" Oh, right here. Let me see. Let me see if I can pin the link. Nope, it is not allowing me to pin the link. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let me see if I put a star on it. 'Cause like I know exactly what you're talking about. Like pin it at the top. Nope, it's not allowing me to pin the link. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's all good. It's all posted periodically. Okay, cool. So when it comes to political ramifications, it's some good things that are going to take place with this new president. He and his wife are on top of everything. They are doing some amazing things throughout the country, uh, right out the gate. So when it comes to seeing everything happen in real time, real fast to support the people, that's what's going on. So it's not just the people supporting each other in Colombia, but the politicians on the federal level are on top of it. The first lady, you, you couldn't ask no better than like Michelle Obama. She on top of it. Like when it comes to the loss of the lives that are here, she are here for all the families that have lost lives. She and her team are on top of it. Now, mind you, he's only been president 3 days at this time period when it all happened. And he's done more in 3 days than the other administration would have done uh, at all in 4 years. Here's the crazy part. The president that's under indictments right now, the former president, is on the run to try to escape Colombia because he knows he's going to be under indictments. So instead of looking out for the Colombian people, the former president, he on the run right now. His wife is in Switzerland, his mistresses are still here, and he's on the run. That's how crazy the political realm is here in Colombia. Let me give a shout out to my brother William Hannah in the building with the $50 love the over on the Zelle. Appreciate you, brother. Really do. I appreciate all you guys, man. I kid you not. I kid you not. Like I said, these proceeds are not just for Andre and Andrea, but it's also for what T Mac and I have been working on as well. What the guys in Medellin are doing, as well as what we're doing in Cali, as far as funds going in food, going in clothes, going to Choco. I mean, even the guys down here are making sure they use money to go towards the feminine products because Choco has lost just about everything. So, when the ladies have that time of the month, or when Pampers for kids, for the babies, so they're making sure that they got enough Pampers over there, and ladies have enough feminine products over there. So they're not only just thinking about the food that they're donating, but also it's the little things that those guys are making sure that they take over there. And like I said, the guys here in Cali, they've been doing it for 5-6 years. That's all. These are the pro black brothers from the States. Can I put it like that? These are the super pro black brothers. Like it's blackity black, black, black. I've been with them brothers for the longest, and that's how they always been, and that's how they always be. So even before this, these brothers have been volunteering their time, their money, their efforts for the black community here in Colombia like crazy. Shout out to my brother Cool being in the building. Glad to see that you're here. Glad to see that you're here. So yeah, the political landscape is definitely changing here in Colombia to where the last presidents wouldn't have done anything. And guys, just do us a favor. Do not send like International Quiet Storm. Your donation, of course, didn't go through because this what Cash App told me. Because of the transactions have been happening so fast this week, they put the security protection around it's not blocked, but just security protection around our Cash App account. So it's going to take 2 to 3 days for that security to back off. So all that you guys have donated to Cash App or tried, you notice it just went back to your account. After Cash App is opened back up for us, that's when I'll be reaching out to you guys through Cash App saying if you want to still donate, feel free to donate. Cash App is back on track. But right now, don't send anything through Cash App. Just send through Zelle or PayPal if you can, because Cash App is just not working parallel to what you all are trying to do. But we appreciate the love, kid you not. We appreciate the love. Let me see if anything's working with PayPal. No, it doesn't look like any PayPal transactions have gone through either, but it's okay. It's okay. And thanks again, Mike, for the transaction through Zelle. Like I said, it takes Zelle a few minutes to make to show us the transactions. Let me go back to my notes. Yeah, I talked to Cash App last night. Oh, this is one, and Andrea talked about this. Throughout Colombia, older apartments and older apartment buildings are going to lose value to where an apartment. Remember, I said the newer buildings are going to be more expensive, like ours. The older buildings that are hanging on by a thread in many communities in the hood and stuff like that, rent is going to plummet. Nobody's renting those spots. Nobody. If it's a building that was getting $500 a month per tenant, it's going to drop down to 400, 375 a month. Nobody's going to be renting a 17th floor building, and the building is, 40 years old. That is over. That's over in Cali. That's over, probably over in Medellin. We know they don't have any high rises like that in the coffee region, as well as Choco and Buenaventura. They don't have any high rises. But here in Cali, you're going to see a change throughout Colombia. Cheaper buildings are going to get cheaper. People aren't going to feel safe. The psychological part is what it is. Housing. Housing, like I said, in our community, we already expect if a house goes for to rent a house $1,000 a month, we already expect it to go to $1,200 to $1,300, $1,500 a month, because everybody in Cali is going to be running to get a house, or at least a 2-story building. Everybody, we already know that's going to take place. We're not surprised. We already know what needs to be done, but it is taking place. People are just running rampant to get to houses now. So we're on top of it right now, reaching out to realtors and trying to estimate which houses in our, because we love our neighborhood and we're full of houses in the neighborhood. And our neighborhood, here's the cool part about our neighborhood. Not everybody can afford to live there. So the opportunity for us to get a house is greater than those that live in the hood, and it may have happened there. And you got a bunch of people, you got a lot more people that can afford to get a house in the hood. But in our area, it'll just be us and maybe a few other people. So that's what makes it a lot better, a lot easier for us in regards to renting a house. But a lot of people are saying the same thing. Once this is over, in the next month or two, everybody's going to be running towards getting a house instead of getting an apartment. And so you're going to see a lot more houses go up throughout Colombia compared to all these high rises, because there's just so many high rises going up. Now people realize maybe we should have built a lot more houses in Colombia instead of just high rises. Another thing that's going to be different is, yeah, that's true. Public services. Now, I'm saying all this for all you guys that are thinking about coming to Colombia over the next couple of years and relocate. There is going to be disruption of services. I don't mean by Wi-Fi or internet or electricity. I'm talking about it's going to be loud in your neighborhood because they're building a building next door or down the street. So your neighborhood was quiet and tranquil for the last couple of years. Now, because they're tearing down, I'll give a perfect example. The building across the street from us was evacuated yesterday. One of their towers was evacuated because they noticed that it was kind of leaning, and they felt tremors in that building. So they told them one person can go back to your apartment, grab as much as they can, and y'all got to leave. So even though our building is sound, that apartment complex, which is just as big as ours, and I said complex, not building, which is just as new as ours, that might have to come down. So the sound of the construction of tearing it down is going to be there, as well as the sound of the rebuilding whatever they're going to put over there is going to be there. In our community alone, just in a 4-block radius, we've already seen at least 4 or 5 towers of apartments that's going to be coming down, hand without a doubt. So being in a quiet community is one thing. Now you got to realize that community is no longer going to be quiet for the next 4 to 5 years. So when you come to Colombia, you're going to have to, decide on what area of the city you're going to be in. Is it worth it? Blah, 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 blah. All these things you have to take consideration after an earthquake. Is this side of Medellin better than that side of Medellin? This side of Cali or that side of Bogota? Like I said, when it comes to country cities that didn't get impacted, you have Cartagena, no impact. They slept through the night. Barranquilla and Santa Marta, no impact. All those small regions around there, no impact. But when it comes to Cali, parts of Medellin, small parts of Bogota, the coffee region, which is Armenia, Manizales, Pareda, and the black area of Buenaventura, as well as the whole state of and small towns of Choco, there's going to be construction upon construction upon construction for the next 5 years. So when you come to Cali or when you come to many of these cities, be prepared for traffic interruptions, interruptions when it comes to if the building next door is being demolished, are they going to be turning off the water or the electricity until they get everything done that day and then turn it back on? You're going to have to consider all that considering coming to Colombia now. Uh, Colombia is still a great country to go to or come to. Do not get me wrong. You still get a bang for your buck, still got wonderful people who are there for each other, but it is not going to be the same Colombia. When it comes to the party scene, in Cali. A lot of clubs are going to be closed down for renovation. Some of your favorite clubs got destroyed, and so they're going to be replaced. But I can say this: Colombia is a country that bounces back, just like it bounced back from the drug cartel wars of the 90s. So it is that Colombia will bounce back from this. So you will still be able to come to Colombia, have a great time. Nothing's going to change. We've been on curfew this week. Everybody has to be in the house by 10 o'clock. But take it from me. As soon as they get a chance, the bars and the clubs will open back up. People will be drinking again and trying to get back to a normal life by way of music, by way of food. We went to the mall today just to grab something quick to eat, and it was packed full of people trying to grab something quick to eat. So people are trying to get back to the normality of everyday life, even though we're all still messed up in the head. We're trying not to act like we're messed up in the head, if you understand where I'm coming from. So even though we're all kind of still kind of like in this zone, bruh, you trying to fight it, man. You like, do I need to cry more? Do I need to pray more? Do I need to shout out to my brother Todd? He told me about, Dre, make sure that you exercise. Continue to he said, hey, when you are do some I brought one of my kettlebells over. He said, do some exercise. That adrenaline, it'll just help you just get some of that stress and that strain and that anguish out of your system. And so that's what I've been doing in regards to that. Proper sleep. Man, I might sleep 2 hours, wake up an hour and a half, sleep 2 hours, wake up an hour and a half. Every time Andrea moves in the bed, man, I can't wait to get back to my bed because our bed is stable. And the bed over here is just a regular everyday person's bed, right? It's not raggedy, it's not old, but it's just I'm used to stability and not feeling motion. And so when Andrea turns over, I can definitely feel it. And in my mind, sometimes I'm thinking that we might be having another earthquake, even though it's not happening. Several times sleeping, I'm thinking we're having another earthquake. So the mental part, man, has just kind of got me kind of got me kind of messed up, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all about that one. Um, he said we need to raise enough for a down payment for a house. Shout to Theo. Shout to Theo in the building. Appreciate you, Theo. Glad to see you here. Yeah, yeah. Down payment, not to purchase, but to just go ahead and get the house, rent the house. We'll be good with that. I'm glad Theo's in the building, man. Theo, I want to have you on the show next week as we talk about the Black Minister Conclave. I was mentioning that earlier, so I want to really talk about that. I'm going to also start showcasing that video that Shannon made the other day that kind of tells a little bit about the Black Minister Conclave, the hotel accommodations, things like that. So we're going to be talking about that starting next week. And let me check the Zelle again, just in case you guys sent anything else. Let me go here. But definitely do not send anything through Cash App because, like I said, the Cash App actually locked itself up and it won't be open until next week. Because I can still see some of you guys are still trying to send through Cash App and it is just not going through at all. And I appreciate you guys, but it's not going through at all. Okay. So I'm just going through my notes once again. We might be almost done with this particular live stream. Talked about the business relocations. We talked about neighborhoods. And we also, I'm going to end it with this in regards to changes, good news changes that are taking place. And then I'm going to come to the comment section. The cities will change. Many of us who live in Colombia, we got to admit, other than maybe Medellin, we got to admit, there are times where you're like, man, I wish the roads were better. I wish this building was more modern. I wish there was more modern parts over here and there. Like you see, Medellin is starting to get more and more modern in many areas. Cali is going to start catching up with Medellin when it comes to being very modern. I think this president has had to step into Cali more than once to where he's at the point where Cali is going to be his city that's on his mind as far as development now. He did his inauguration here last week. Then this week he had to come right back because of the earthquake. So Cali is like part of his thumbprint now as far as the cities that he wants to see developed into a futuristic city. So it's going to be the cities of the future, I kid you not, will be, if I was living in Colombia, will be Medellin first, Cali second, Bogota third, Barranquilla fourth. That's where the president is from. That's where most of his businesses are. He's already said, I'm not going to be in Colombia's version of the White House in Bogota all the time. He said, I'm going to spend most of my time in Barranquilla, take care of business from there for the country. And there are multi-millionaires that are Lebanese and Middle Eastern in Barranquilla for years. So they are going to be putting a lot of money into Barranquilla over the next few years. So those are the cities that I can see that I can see the top cities, in all sincerity, the top cities that I would consider moving to in the next 5 years would be Medellin, Cali, Barranquilla. Those are the ones that I would put. I kid you not. Because they have so many plans that so much money is going to go into Medellin. So much money is going to come to Cali because of what happened. And a lot of money had already been planned to go into Barranquilla. They are not going to improve Cartagena. Why? Black people? No. Cartagena is a what is it? I forget how to pronounce it. A World Heritage location. It's one of those cities in the world that is so rare and so historical. You're not allowed to change it. You can only paint the houses the exact same color that house looked 100 years ago. You cannot change that. The Cartagena is going to look like The goal is to have Cartagena look like Cartagena for the next 50 years, 100 years. Now, the more newer area of Cartagena, yes, Boca Grande with the Hilton and the International Intercontinental, they're going to improve and have more high rises and buildings over there. But the wall tower area, that area is not going to change. That is a World Heritage location, and they're not going to do anything to Cartagena to change the historical importance of Cartagena. So the money for the next 4 years in Colombia, Medellin, Cali, and Barranquilla. Bogota will get its share because it's the capital, but the face of Colombia will be Medellin, not Bogota, not Bogota. The second city, let's say the Chicago, if you will, of Colombia will be Cali. And the Atlanta, if you will be Barranquilla as far as investments is concerned. So those are the things, those are the cities that you guys, if you're gonna move to Colombia, those three cities I would consider. Me personally, if I wasn't in Cali, you already know me, I'd be in Barranquilla. I like it. Other than the heat, I like Barranquilla. I like what they're doing out there. Yep. Underground fiber optics, all these things are going to take place now because that type of money is going to be coming through. Good call, Jamal. That type of money is going to be coming through the city. He said Colombia. Come over to the fiber optic age. Seriously, now is the time to upgrade and do it right, especially since they've got a president that's future thinking, like you were saying, intercontinental. Yeah, yes, the clock tower area will never be touched. It just is not allowed to be changed. Any area of the clock tower, it has to be painted the same color it was painted years ago. You cannot, they're not allowed to. I don't care if it's a window opening, right? Those windows better be made of the same wood that was from 100 years ago. That's how serious they. Yeah, Boca Grande is the more modern area. Yep, has hotels, semi decent beaches. Absolutely correct. So they're going to keep improving that area. Absolutely correct. Yep, they're going to keep improving that area. Yeah, it's a historic landmark, the clock tower area. And if you go through that area, you can tell that it's historic. I mean, Cartagena was one of the top locations of the slave. It was like the New York Stock Exchange of the slave trade. You actually went to Cartagena to decide on not just how many slaves you want, how many boats you wanted, how many ships you wanted. That's how important Cartagena was in regards to the businessmen of that time. Let me scroll down, make sure I got everybody. And that's quite a source said I sent a PayPal, Dre, and is your Zelle? My Zelle is my email address. Yes, I haven't seen anything from. Like I said, guys, do not send to Cash App tonight if you don't mind, because I see another brother tried to send. Tommy tried to send through Cash App. Nope, only Zelle and PayPal. Let me check PayPal real quick. I don't know why PayPal isn't working correctly. And it's the same one, 8 spends 2011 that we've always had. Yep. Nope, nothing's coming through PayPal. I don't know why it's doing that, but I could check on it later. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it says, let me see. Okay, let me see something. Okay, I see which PayPal that is going through because I have two PayPal accounts. I see which one is going through. Let me log out of this one because I got it says in the pay. Okay, I see what it's doing. I see which PayPal you guys are using. Let me log out if I can find the log out. Home here, log out of this one. Change it to the other one. Give me a second. I think I know which one. You guys are in the Andre and Andrea Gmail. Yep, that's what it is. Shout out to Brandon uh, with the $50 love. Shout out to my brother Cyber with the $50 love over there on PayPal. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Appreciate you, gentlemen. I know exactly. Okay, cool. You guys are in the Andre and Andrea info mail over on PayPal. He said, sure, let's do it. I know, right? Cool. So we're going to get together next week. We'll definitely get together next week. He said, can we send Amazon? Yeah, you can send Amazon packages to me. Absolutely. I'll actually, uh, I'll send you my address in the WhatsApp. I'll send you the address in the WhatsApp. He said, definitely betting Kia. I'll consider should I decide to live in Cali. Yeah, there's a lot of dudes that live in bed in Kia, man, that are living some really good lives. And remember this, guys, when you are looking to live in Colombia, all the T Mac and all the other guys can attest to this. All the major cities are only an hour, 45-minute hour flight away from each other anyway. So let's say we live in Cali. I can always go to like T Mac and Will always here. I can all if I wasn't doing the shows as often, I need to start doing that. Just do the shows at Medellin. I can always take a 45 minutes to hour flight to Medellin, hang out with T Mac and then and do the show from there, like I'm doing it now. Uh, in or Betty or Bogota or Betty. I think that's the coolest part about Colombia that I really like. All these cities, these major cities, are only 45 minutes to an hour flight away from each other. And the flights are compared to the United States are extremely inexpensive. You can get a round trip ticket here in Colombia for less than 200 bucks. You can't get a round trip ticket in your own state for less than 200 bucks. You can't fly from one side of Chicago to the other side of Illinois for less than a round trip. You ain't doing that. You can't even fly from Fort Wayne, Indiana to Indianapolis round trip for less than 200 bucks. And so to be able to do that, to hit any of the major cities whenever you want to, that is a plus about Colombia. That is a plus about Colombia. So in other words, you can have you a girlfriend in Santa Marta, have you a lady friend in Cali, and your main chick wherever you're staying in Medellin, for example, or Bogota. That's the cool part. That's the cool part. And you could be there so often, everybody's happy. you can, everybody's happy. That's the cool part about it. Everybody's happy. Yeah, so I saw what was going on with the so yes, guys, the cash apps, use Zelle or use uh Ace Andre and Andrea info at Gmail if you're going to use PayPal. Andre and Andre info at Gmail if you're going to use PayPal. But Zelle is our regular email. He said, if you have time, if you want to, Dre, we'll show you a video of surrounding areas of Cali. He said, it's sad quakes are everywhere globally. Yeah, like they just had one a couple hours ago in Indonesia. They just had one, 7.7. So this makes number 11 in 2026. 2026, 11 earthquakes so far that are over a 7 point plus magnitude. Uh, I did show some videos the other day. I don't have any pulled up. I showed some on Richie Mac. I got some on my phone, but I'm gonna say something, Tim. I've been shout out to Chaos Rain in the building as well. I've been so feeling melancholy the past few days. I didn't want to see anything that was negative. I didn't want to see any more destruction. So the next time we get together, I will show Cali, but I will show things that people are coming together and helping each other do and helping each other with. So it'll be more things that you'll see when people are helping each other compared to somebody, because there's so many videos out, and I've never seen this before. There are so many videos out now of people recording themselves trapped underneath buildings. I never even thought about nothing like that. So one guy is like facing down. He's got a whole building on top of him. There is no room to move. Like he's facing down. All of this is nothing but dirt and gravel. He just got this much room. He can't bend his legs. He can't. His face is. He can't. He can barely turn his head. And he's recording, letting people know where he is. I'm still, because he can still get a few bars. I'm still here. Don't give up. And it's on social media. There are so many families that are putting out videos like that. Like day 3, we're still trapped inside of our collapsed building. Me, my wife, and my daughter. Day 2, we just getting out. Like the one with the wife and the daughter and the husband, they just got out. I think it was 2 days ago, but they were in there for like 3 days. So people are putting out videos that's messing with your mind. Where you're seeing people putting out videos on social media that they're still trapped inside of their building. Here's the part. You don't even know if they're digging in their building yet. So you're stuck inside of a womb of a collapsed building. You don't even know if they're even working on your building today. And so I'm gonna be doing something, that is more uplifting, because I need it. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, bro. I need this time with you guys just to talk, just to let some of this out. I need to just laugh with you dudes. I haven't laughed in days, bruh. Y'all know me. I'm always of a good spirit. I'm always don't nothing get to Dre, man. I ain't never let nothing in life get to me. The death of my mother, uh, uh, my health, uh, you know, going to prison. I never let stuff get to me, man. I've always been the rock. I don't feel like the rock, bruh. I'm the rock for Andrea, but I don't feel like the rock for me all the time. So I need you guys to be my help your boy out. And I need y'all to be my rock. Be my rock. So I got y'all back. Like I'm gonna end the live stream right now. And when we come back together, I'm gonna have some clips and we're gonna, We're going to talk about some of the positive things that people are doing to help each other out. But I want to end this live stream early because my brother Alexis, like I mentioned earlier, his mom just passed, and he lost his dad not even a couple months ago. It, you know, they thought that dad was going to be around for mom to take care of mom, and dad passes on first, and now mom passes on. And so I want to call my brother Alexis and just keep him encouraged. You know, just like you guys have kept me encouraged over the last few hours and kept me encouraged over this last week. I wouldn't have made it without you dudes and Andrea, of course, and the Lord. I'm going to go call my brother, man, real quick, who's one of the supporters, one of the subscribers, one of the guys that's been watching our channel for the last couple of years. And I'm gonna call him and have some prayer time with him and just hear him out because he needs to talk to somebody. But I want to say thank you to you dudes, man, for, like I said, if you still want to continue to give, the PayPal is Andre and Andrea info@gmail.com. Andre and Andrea info, no dots or anything in between, just one long word, Andre and Andrea info@gmail.com. That's for the PayPal. If you want to continue to donate by Zelle, it is A Spence 2011. And so I'll be back Monday. I think I want to take the rest of this weekend off, just process some things. And like I said, once Cash App is back on track, I'll be reaching out to you guys who have donated to Cash App if you want to continue to donate by way of that as well. But I just want to say, man, I love you brothers, man. I need you brothers. And I appreciate everything that you guys have done to help not only us, but help those in the Black community in which we've been donating to for the past few days. Yeah, and let's keep Indonesia in prayer, man. They just got hit. Yes, they just got hit, Slim. So I don't know what's going on in the world, but we got to pray, brothers. Pray for each other. Let me do a quick outro video for us. We haven't had a chance to do an outro in a couple of days. Keep us all upbeat. Oh, let's see. Let's do a Colombian outro with the Cowgirls.
Claro,